If you are the smartest, most accomplished person in your group, you may need to find a new group. Today I want to talk to you about the law of environment. The law of environment says growth thrives in conducive surroundings. We must assess our current environment. Think of things in your environment that nurture your growth. Things like music. What music lifts us up? Thoughts. What ideas move us? Experiences. What experiences give us energy? I like photography and putting these videos together. I feel energized when I do it. I mean, when I came out here today on this, I'm on my lanai in my backyard. And when I came out here to do this, I set up the camera, I set up the teleprompter, I set everything up, and it wasn't a big deal because things like this give me energy. I feel energized when I'm doing these tasks. Friends who encourage us. I have been blessed to have many friends and family members that encourage me. I have friends that I've known for 30 years, and we still talk pretty much every few weeks or so. When I started this YouTube channel, several of my friends told me, "Man, what took you so long? Chris, you should have been doing this." Think about recreation. What activities give us energy? Working out gives me energy as well as teaching. When I'm doing those activities, it's like I have unlimited energy. Hopes. What dreams inspire us? To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but believe. Our home life plays a big part in our environment. What family members care for us? Your environment starts at your home life. So all of this is part of the environment. All of this are things you should think about when you're talking about what type of environment you want to be in. Books. What books have we read that changed us? The 15 Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, that book changed me. This law of that book, the law of environment, is one of those things that I'm talking about. It made me realize that my environment and making sure that I have control over my environment. The best way to change your life is to change the books that you read. And I read a lot of personal development books, and these are the things that have changed me. Okay, those are things that help nurture us in our environment. Now let's talk about change yourself and change your environment. We have to take charge and be responsible for changing ourselves and our environment. Always remember, you have to change both. Some people change themselves and not their environment. Well, if you do this, growth will be slow and difficult. You can change all you want, but if you don't change the people around you, it's going to be difficult to grow. Peer pressure is stronger than you think. It's hard to leave friends, but sometimes it's necessary for growth. Here's a better way to think about it. You're not leaving friends, just spending less time with the ones that may be slowing your growth. All of the friends you have, think about them. Some of them, they help you, and whatever they're doing, they kind of push you towards your goal. And you have some other friends that kind of don't. Some people change their environment, but they don't change themselves. Growth will still be slow and difficult. If you have an environment that's focused on growth, you are more likely to grow. Remember, peer pressure works both ways. If you hang around people that are not growing, you won't grow. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people that are growing or aspiring to grow, you will grow also. So some people change, when people change their environment, but they don't change themselves, well, they continue to be the same person around other people who are maybe growing, and they may get cynical. They may get mad at everyone else that's growing. So you have to do what we're going to talk about now. You have to change both. Some people change their environment and themselves. Well, when you do this, growth will be faster and more successful. When you decide to change your environment to a positive environment, that's a start. When you decide to change yourself, that decision will change your direction. And changing your direction changes your destination. When I joined the Air Force, that changed my environment. I grew, but it was slow. When I decided to change myself, growth was fast, and the momentum continues to this day. Of course, the decision to change is a difficult one, but it's worth it. It was hard to change myself, and a lot of my friends laughed because a lot of the things that I was doing I said I would never stop doing. But I had to stop some of those things. I had to change myself so that I can continue to grow. Some people are blessed enough to be in an environment of growth and they have decided to change themselves. However, you must understand, most people are not interested in actually growing. So don't be frustrated. When you're around those individuals that are not interested in getting better, don't let it frustrate you. Just say, you know what? That's fascinating that, you're not even thinking about growing. Don't try to force someone to get better. They will do it in their own time, or they won't do it at all. My dad used to always tell me, son, you can't want it for them. They have to want it. So as much as you may want someone to grow, they may not want to grow. And if they don't want to grow, just say that's fine. I'll talk to you when you decide to grow. Once we have decided to change ourselves, the next step is to assess and change the people you spend time with. The most important thing is getting an accountability partner. This partner will hold you accountable for the things that you do and hold you accountable to the goals that you set. Find an accountability partner who you trust to tell you the truth. My wife is my family's accountability partner. Actually, she's the CAO, the Chief Accountability Officer. My brother even has a little nickname for her. He calls her Little Dynamite because she's explosive. I mean, she will let you know in a subtle way when you're really not following your goals. I mean, one of my goals was to be a decision maker and be a decision maker in corporate America, in the government, wherever, but that was my goal. My wife knew this, and when the position I'm in now came open, I made up every excuse in the world not to apply. I said things like, why should we leave Vegas? We have a beautiful home. Our daughter Kiana's in a wonderful school. I don't know anyone in Hawaii. And these type of jobs, you have to know someone to get them. I went on and on and on. All kinds of excuses. And you know what they say about excuses? Excuses sound best to the people making them up. She just listened and smiled and said, okay, it looks like you're comfortable, so I understand. I said, comfortable? Who you calling comfortable? I'll show you comfortable. As I was typing my resume into USA Jobs, I was mumbling, telling myself, comfortable? I'm not comfortable. I was just saying that it might be tough for me to get the position. I was basically talking myself into taking the position based on what she had said. A good accountability partner or chief accountability officer should desire your success, be mature, and be able to ask the tough questions that will help you when you need help. Now that we have found things that nurture our growth, we've talked about changing ourselves and our environment, we've assessed and changed the people around us. Next is challenge yourself in your new environment. Make your goals public. Now, I know normally I say keep your goals to yourself until you complete them, but in this case, you want to make your goals public to that chief accountability officer, the person we just talked about. And then you set deadlines for your goals. When learning from a mentor, ask your mentor questions. This is another thing you do to change yourself in your new environment. Find a mentor. Here's the first thing. Ask your mentor several questions. First question, what is their strength? Don't be afraid to ask about their best qualities. For me, it's process. I'm good at making processes and setting up processes, analytics, and making decisions based on data. I'm pretty good at technology also. So if you're looking for a mentor that is going to empathize and tell you everything is going to be all right after you've made the same mistake 5 times, that's probably not my strength zone. If you need someone to say, everyone should get a trophy, it's not my strength zone. If you need someone to say, I believe teenagers should graduate high school and take a gap year and just sit at home and chill and have their parents pay, yeah, that's definitely not my strength zone. Sorry, I got off track a little bit. I got off on a little tangent, but ask your mentor about their strengths. Ask them, what are they learning right now? Ask them, what have they read recently? What have they done that has helped them? The main things that they've done that's helped them, some key task that they may have done. Finally, ask your mentor this specific question. What have I not asked that I should have asked? All of this is part of challenging yourself in your new environment. Next is focus on the moment. There is nothing about your past that determines your future. Now is the most important moment in your life. I meet people all the time and they are stuck in the past. They talk about what happened when they were in high school. They talk about what happened 7 years ago. And that's fine to reminisce sometimes, but you cannot just focus on that. You have to continue to move forward. Think about it like this. If you're driving and all you do is look in the rearview mirror, you will crash. If you focus on just your failures, you will continue to fail. And conversely, if you look for and focus on the good things you have in your life right now, that will help you succeed. When you change your environment, you must move forward despite criticism. Now, this is a good one. Think about it. If you don't have a few haters, you're probably not doing something right. To reach your potential, you must do what others believe you cannot do. We have to take charge of our lives and don't try to gain permission from others to grow. It's your decision. Lastly, in our environment, we should create a culture where each person is individually challenged. The focus is always forward. The atmosphere is affirming and creating a place that keeps people out of their comfort zone. There is no success in your comfort zone. Remember, failure is not the enemy. Lastly, growth is modeled and expected. Now what that means is you be that model of growth. So everything that we've talked about, you have to envision, not only envision that, you have to do that on a regular basis. And when people see that, they will say, this person understands how to grow, and they will ask you, well, how did you do that? Notice that successful people are always asked, how did you do it? And how will you answer? You will probably answer with, hey, this is when I changed my environment. And this, at this point in my life, is when I changed myself. Normally it's one of those two things, or both. Mainly it's both. Someone has changed their environment and changed themselves. And when that happens, success is not far behind. I appreciate you watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I will be posting leadership videos from beautiful Hawaii at least once per week. My name is Christopher Houston. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless.